Please lower the volume. I was trying to take a cat nap. Yikes!
I just got a hot tip. Word is the Witches' Council's planning a surprise checkup on me and Hilda. They're sending Enchantra herself. Yuck! Dust bunnies take a hike.
Gotcha.
Oh!
Dust bunnies, not just for breakfast anymore. Excusez-moi. So why the clean-a-thon?
Don't you get it? Enchantra's our so-called parole officer. If she's not impressed by what she sees, Hilda and I could get sentenced to another century in these teenage bodies.
So, you want her to think that you and Hilda have learned a valuable lesson about not abusing your magic and would never think again of using your magic recklessly.
Exactly. Not a word, cat. Queen Hilda, a little help, please? I'm busy. Get Sabrina to help. I can't. She's still at auditions for the school play.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet.
Farewell, one kiss and out.
No!
Hilda! Zelda, I'm trying to pick a date for the homecoming dance. With 23 lucky contenders, this is not an easy task. Do you want Enchantra to see a messy house? Please! All I know is, come time for the dance, I'm gonna have a hot date, and all you're gonna have is a house that smells like pine. Like always. Oh, please, I've had more than my fair share of dates. The only date you've had in the last century was with one Edgar Allan Poe, and from what I remember...
Zelda, I feel so much freer being with you than that cruel harridan I call my other half. You alone understand the murky nether regions of my soul. Martha, however did you find me here? Don't be that way, Martha. This human means nothing to me.
Check, please. Face facts. In this life, those of us who can date, do. Those who can't, clean the house.
Oh, by this count, I shall be much in years ere I again behold my Romeo.
Get a grip, girl. It's only a play. You're right. I just can't seem to get rid of these butterflies in my stomach.
Mrs. Spellman.
And make her airy tongue more hoarse than mine with repetition of my Romeo. Juliet approaches balcony. Oops, sorry, little nervous. It is my soul that calls upon my name. Sorry, Mr. Sales, that was Romeo's line.
That's okay, Sabrina. You read with verve and passion.
I did? Cool.
I want to thank you all for auditioning. Some of you more than others. The cast of characters is as follows. The role of the nurse will be played by Chloe Flynn. And the role of Romeo shall be essayed by Harvey Kinkle. Additional callbacks will be held on Saturday for the role of Juliet, which currently is a dead heat between Miss Sabrina Spellman and Ms. Gemstone. And for the callback, Miss Stone, you may eschew the period costume. I get the idea. But go ahead and bring the jester. I like him. FYI, my little Juliets. At the final callbacks, equally important as a good reading will be how well you understand the true meaning of the play. It's all about the international language of love. The part will go to whichever one of you can best articulate the meaning of true love. Run away now, children. Your ignorance pains me.
Here's a hot dancing daddy. What do you think, Zeld? I'd answer, but I'm too busy ignoring you. There, all clean.
You look like something I dragged in.
What's wrong?
I got called back for Juliet. Mr. Sales says he wants us to figure out the meaning of love. I'm 12 years old. What do I know about love?
The meaning of love, huh? Well, I've always pictured love as a big field of daisies. Like you know anything about love. Around here, I'm the goddess d'Amour. Zelda's the one you ask when you want to clean a stubborn stain. You just have to make everything into a competition, don't you? In a competition, you have to have at least 2 teams. You, big sister, were born to forfeit. Are you calling me a loser? With a capital Lou? Okay, you're on. I bet you I will have a date for the dance, and I bet you he'll be way more babylicious than yours. Deal? The usual bet? Of course. Loser has to go to school wearing the Rockhopper penguin suit. She'll see. This time, I won't be the one in the penguin suit.
Want a snack?
Get lost.
Yeesh, what a grumpalina.
Don't listen to them, Aunt Zelda. I think you're high-grade babbage.
Thanks, honey, but the cat's right. Hilda is a man magnet. There's no way in the 9 netherworlds I'm gonna find a hunkier date than her. Let's check out your copy of the play. Maybe I can at least help you with your problem. Well, hello, hottie. Sabrina, why didn't you tell me this Romeo was a total stud?
Oh, maybe because he's, I don't know, fictional?
Fictional schmictional. He'd make one totally nectar date for the homecoming dance.
Oh, no.
If I walk into the dance with Romeo, I would smoke Hilda like the waddling penguin she is.
Wouldn't that be cheating?
Well, if Romeo were here, he could also help you with your audition.
Yeah. Then I'd be sure to soliloquize the designer pants off gem.
Time to dip into my private magic stash. It is Romeo that I do wish to see. Wherefore art thou in my kitchen be?
To soar with his light feathers, and so bound, I cannot bound a pitch above dull woe. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
Sweet mother of Shakespeare. You low-down dirty witch! How dare you cheat to win the bet? You're just jealous you didn't think of it first. Earth to Zelda! If Enchantress sees him, she'll give us another 100 years in these zit-riddled bodies for sure.
Enchantra? Enchantra's coming?
Yes! Or did my dippy sister forget to mention that little detail? Send him back now!
It is but the fiery temper of your soul that has found me riddled with love.
Well, maybe he can stay for a little while. Springy. What about me, you puffy-sleeved traitor? I brought you here.
Come what sorrow can. It cannot countervail the exchange of joy that one short minute gives me in your sight.
Hold the phone, Hot Tights. A second ago, you were in love with me. What gives?
Poison, mine only friend, so deserved for bringing such grief to such great beauty. Farewell!
Romeo? That was a root beer. You can use the door, you know.
Who requires doors when traversing love's sweet portal?
Yeah, love. I wanted some help on that very subject. Tell me about love. What does it mean? How would Juliet describe it?
Love? It turns her lips into 2 blushing pilgrims standing ready to smooth a rough heart with a tender kiss.
Oh, yeah. Nothing says romance like a pilgrim.
Romeo, Romeo, did you sleep well?
How could I not, with you in my dreams, fair Hilda?
Oh, you. How about breakfast? Just a little something I whipped up. You're not really serving Romeo that warmed-over witch slop, are you? How would you like to take a ride in my F-163,000? It's turbocharged, complete with limited edition racing stripes.
Let us tickle the senseless rushes with our heels.
No matter what era they're from, boys love toys. Did I mention there's 200 dragon power of suction under the hood? Ah!
Wow, that's some powerful engine.
It's not me. It's somebody from the Witches' Council arriving. Nice of you to drop in.
It's your lucky day, darlings, because you two have been so good about not abusing your magic.
Salem, honey, how long's it been since you've had a distemper shot? I think it might be time for a long, slow visit to the vet.
Excuse me, dustball.
Squeeze me. Attention back on the most important person in the room, please. As I was saying, the Witches' Council, of which I am the boss, has generously decided to grant you and your sister early release from those horrid teenage bodies.
Huh?
Ow! What was that?
Just the cat. See? Well, Enchanter, thank you so much for bringing us the good news. I know how busy your social calendar is.
I'll be back in a few days to reverse the spell, and we'll all have a big celebration dinner. Oh, P.S. I may be dropping in to check up on you, so behave.
Boy, that was close.
We've got to get rid of the Elizabeth Beefcake fast.
I found a spell.
Ah. Now it's time to say goodbye to present company. Say farewell to this fair day. Go back to what ye be.
Huh?
Huh? Nice work. We're doomed, and it's your fault. Look, if you weren't so obsessed with having to outdo me all the time, I never would have conjured him up. You deserve it. You're the one who's always, I'm Zelda, blah, 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 blah. I'm mature and wiser because I'm older. I hate that.
Like I always say, never send a witch to do a cat's job. You forgot to read the fine print.
What fine print?
The spell only works during a full moon.
So what do we do with Romeo for the next 3 days?
This'll never work. We've got to make him blend in. We'll be doing the puberty polka for the next 300 years if Enchantra finds out we've been abusing magic again. What do you mean, we? Don't be so literal. Okay, pop quiz. Who are you again?
Monty Labinowitz, yon exchange student from Detroit.
You could take the boy out of Verona.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
That new guy is more sensitive than Johnny Depp.
Huh?
Capulets, put up your swords! Hey! You know not what you do! I do but keep the peace. Oh, farewell, fair ball. Thou may have lost the battle, but thou hast won the game.
What a dreamboat.
Ah!
Guess what? I may have a shot at playing Juliet after all. Romeo promised to be my partner at the callbacks tonight.
What? No. Romeo said he was taking me to the dance tonight before the full moon comes out. Wait a minute. He said the same thing to me. That 2-timing lowlife.
3-timing lowlife.
Enchantra!
Uh-oh, where's Romeo?
Well, what do we have here?
Such beauty I have never seen. The all-seeing sun never saw thy match since first the world begun.
Oh, you devil, you. Behave. Listen, girls, Monty and I are going to head out for a little romantic dinner. Be back late. Real late.
Well, may as well zap us back before you head out. You know, get it out of the way so you can have some fun.
Oh, I couldn't possibly even think about performing an elaborate incantation right now. The transformation spell can wait.
But think of all the free time you'll have once that silly spell is done.
I said no! Shall we, Puddin'? Tra-la, darlings.
All's well that ends well.
Very funny, ladies.
We'll have the Casanova crab cakes, the Cleopatra paella, and for dessert, the Warren Beatty baklava.
But of course, madame.
Oh, Enchantra, you still love sweet bait from fearful hooks.
Boy, you sure talk the talk.
Can we please get this show on the road? I'm gonna miss my callbacks.
If Enchantra finds out her new Mac Daddy is a fictional character, we're all in deep witch water. We need to create a distraction. Leave it to me. Are you sure? We can't blow our cover. This needs to be a surgical strike. Quick, clean, and above all, subtle. I'm the queen of subtle. Yeah!
Here the dancers are all spacious. Watch us shaking our crowd faces. The conga line is a cool oasis. No boiling water here. Monsters! Lobster room makes a heartbeat quicken. Dance around with your pinchers clicking. Cost 3 times as much as chicken. And we've got compound eyes. Exotic, aquatic. The rhythm makes us shudder. And we taste great with melted butter.
Yes, Hilda, that was very subtle.
Something fishy is definitely going on here. This ridiculous stunt has witch prints all over it. If hiding witches is the case, let me see them face to face.
Oh, hi, Enchantra. Just thought we'd pop in and see if you needed anything. Melted butter?
You've got 2 seconds to tell me what's going on here before I turn you into poached salmon.
Oh, mischief! Thou art swift to enter into the thoughts of desperate men.
Well, ladies?
Well, in a nutshell, Monty is really a Montague, as in Romeo Montague from the Shakespeare play.
How dare you make a fool of me, letting me throw myself at a fictional character.
If it makes you feel any better, we threw ourselves at him too. And we knew he wasn't real. Just nominate us for the old Wet Teabag Award.
It's been too long, but now's the time. Return to where they speak in rhyme.
Arms, take your last embrace.
And now for your punishment. I sentence the 2 of you to spend another 500 years as teenagers.
May I say one thing?
But of course, darling.
I'm the one who's been abusing magic, not Hilda. Hilda, shh. Don't make it worse for yourself. I conjured up Romeo, and Hilda was just helping me cover up my crime. It's all my fault, and it's only fair that I should serve both our punishments.
Let me get this straight. You're willing to sacrifice your well-being and endure hundreds of years of suffering, all to spare your sister?
Well, yeah, I guess so.
Self-sacrifice? What a touching novelty. Very well. Zelda, your attempt at nobility amuses me. I offer you this compromise. 3 additional years probation for you both. And you both have to dress up like rock hopper penguins.
Oh, thank goodness. That's great.
Sorry I'm late, Mr. Sales.
Good of you to join us, Miss Bellman. Now, the callback can begin. I'm going to do something a little radical tonight. Instead of lines, I want both potential Juliets to tell me what the play is really about, in your own words.
Color me, Juliet, jester dude. Well, in my own words, with no help whatsoever from the Shakespearean scholars that my extremely wealthy father hired. The theme of love in this play means the desperate measures to which one soul will pursue such infinite depths of undying affection.
Oh, well plagiarized, Miss Stone.
Thank you, Mr. Sales. Love is, that is to say, love is a willingness to sacrifice everything for another person, be it a boyfriend, a friend, or a sister. Love is caring about them more than yourself, even when it might hurt sometimes to do so. My Aunt Zelda taught me that.
Then move not what prayers effect I take. Thus from my lips, by thine my sin is purged.
How'd that get in there? Sabrina.